Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
You don't get to keep, doing five takes in the morning.
I do. I get to do whatever I want. I'm the editor.
Right. Yeah, but last time you left in, 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because I leave in the funny ones. I leave the ones where people need to piss themselves and stuff. Ha ha ha. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Damsels in Dicestress. I had to think about that. Yeah, I don't know what to say ever, so let's carry on. At the table we have Morne, Putnam, Trimmer. Oh, I got it wrong. No. Sorry, Morne, Putnam, Trimmer.
You still got it wrong.
Whatever, I don't give a I'll have to beat that out because it's so early on. In the middle is Maijai something. I don't know, you never make up your last name.
Hibbard. It's always been Hibbard.
Yeah, but I never know whether we want to include the 2 bits or one.
No,
I'm just so I was just like, I'll say nothing instead of saying the wrong one. And then Taya, Campbell over.
Well done.
And me, Lyndon, your friendly neighbourhood DM. Fun facts about many of the NPCs that I've created. My favourite character, Nigel.
Oh, God.
Avid reader. He really enjoys romance novels. And he likes to picture himself as the sort of...
Oh, dear.
The 6-foot-tall, dark, handsome, masculine hero of the novel. And that's how he sees himself. He's actually got really good... Self-esteem, unlike the ladies at the table. The characters!
Brutal. Taya's got great self-esteem. I don't know
and the
what you're
players.
talking about.
Yeah, Rosalind's never had a negative thought in her life.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the drug addict. The... God knows. I don't know how to class any of you anymore. Off the rails. Let's have an intro. Okay, we'll stop the intro here. Forgot to do fun facts for the others. Off you go.
A fun fact about Rosalind is that she speaks Russian with a French accent because when she was learning Russian, she was really bad at it and she hates being bad at things. And she's really good at French, and French is a really pretty sounding language, and she thought Russian sounded really ugly. So she just decided to speak Russian with a French accent. Her Russian teacher was not very impressed. Nor was her mother, who never is impressed with her.
Fun fact about Taya is she is actually fluent in German and speaks it properly. And Gilbert and Amelia and Taya used to sit at the dinner table and have conversations in German.
Fun fact about Agatha, she can speak French and Norwegian.
How does Norwegian?
Where's the fun fact? That's just a fact.
I don't know, bro.
How good are you at Norwegian?
Agatha doesn't have fun.
Agatha's pretty good at it, actually.
Slay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll carry on with the intro
Back to
now.
the intro.
And we're back.
Should do at some point.
Make a blooper reel.
You're a blooper reel. Cutting. So, last episode, Talia tried to kill herself in some sort of stupid, what does this do scenario. I mean, I approve of the curiosity. A curious mind is a beautiful thing, they say. Beat up a cop.
Rustling with the journal.
Took more drugs. Read a journal, but no one cares about that.
Diamond didn't.
Took Richard along in your shenanigans and opened him up to a world that he was probably not quite prepared for. And the fallout of that, I guess, is what you girls will be dealing with. Yeah. There was a word there, and it's just no. I should just read the dictionary before I go to bed. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Archibald's core.
See, I thought that was a Rosalind core.
No. That's
You
Make sure-
actually
just
said
gotta
that
find
Archie
the-
has so many dictionaries.
Yeah.
Archibald would read.
That's something
Rosalind
that
reads
Archibald-
Jane Austen and the repository and like nothing else.
There's like 8 different versions of the dictionary, all by different companies that
Yes.
produce them.
Well,
Yeah.
if Archibald reads the dictionary, Agatha reads the dictionary.
Agatha reads
Agatha borrows-
thesauruses.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not like other girls.
Agatha's like knocking on his bedroom door.
No, she's not.
Can I,
No, she's
can
not.
Can I borrow another one of your dictionaries? I've finished reading the last one.
And his wife is just like, okay.
Okay, 17-year-old
I always
child.
forget that he's married.
Lol.
Yeah. He is.
I think,
He's got a wife.
yeah, Agatha just doesn't.
It's that Penhallow.
She doesn't
Riz.
exist to you. She's like, wife,
Yeah.
whatever.
Have we met?
No.
No, don't even
Not
know
even
her
in
name.
session 0.
What's her name?
She doesn't have one.
That's not true.
What's her name? I would know this. This is my sister-in-law.
I don't have it written down.
Was it Mary?
Oh, it was so Mary.
I feel like it was Mary.
The fact that none of you know is crazy. How
Do
can
you
you
think
not know
Talia
your own-
cares who Archibald's wife is?
Agatha certainly doesn't.
Archibald.
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 It is Saturday, May the 6th, 1820.
Yeah.
It is 10 a.m. We have all headed back to the room. Talia is in bed,
Good.
Yes.
attempting to sleep or rest.
Sure, yeah, you all head back down to the bedroom. Some of you tired, some of you not, I guess. Some of you just, like, always feeling tired these days. Roll a d20 for me.
10.
I always find it so funny how you roll with it.
What? How do-
Sorry, Aggie.
Like everyone else does this, and you're always like,
Wait, how do you do it?
I'm like,
You just
Yeah, I
just
just
I
drop
just
it.
like roll it down my hand into the, an extra time.
I like to shake for maximum amount
Oh, did you see that? I
of pleasure.
the way that
A shake for the dice's pleasure, not mine. The more it jumbles around, the higher the chances are of getting a good number.
let's see.
Yeah,
What
that's
did you get?
that's kind of
Got
my
2. Yeah.
that's kind of like my thing. I'm like, oh, jumble it about 13.
Okay. Not so
Anyway,
bad.
it was a 10.
Yeah.
Begin.
So I have gotten up into my bed and I'm like resting, attempting to like fall asleep a bit because, you know, hectic morning for me.
Mm-hmm.
I am very relieved that Talia's gone to bed. I sort of don't really know what to do with myself because it's been a really weird morning already, and I'm a little bit anxious. So I'm going to get up and look around the house for a needle and thread.
Sure.
Yeah? I guess I'll check in the common room because I feel like that's where
Make
people
an
leave things.
investigation check.
Yeah. 14.
Cool. Yeah. In one of the kitchen cupboards, you find a drawer full of sewing bits
Okay, I'm gonna...
and a metal biscuit tin.
Nice. Okay, I just take, a needle and just like one thing of thread, and go back down to the room. And I'm gonna start embroidering like the hem of my brown dress.
Sure.
Just like a very simple, like nondescript, like just a few little flowers, like things that like any girl could have just done.
Should I write this down as a note? Is it important?
I don't.
No, I think
I
I
mean,
should.
it's important to Rosalind.
I should.
I mean, she's just like doing something to pass the time that makes her feel like grounded.
Yes, I wrote it down. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
You did not.
Wow.
You were just like...
Everyone belittles Rosalind and her interests.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sat on my bed. I guess I rested my head against the wall.
Cool. I guess then time passes. A few hours go by. The sun comes up as much sun reaches this sort of lower floor. Round about maybe 12. It's actually 12:17. There's a knock on the door, polite but firm.
I get up and go to open it.
Mm-hmm.
I sit up.
You're greeted by the sight of Madame Beatrice, dressed in her usual elegant self, as her elegant self.
Good morning, Madame.
Good morning. I hope you are rested well. We will head upstairs, all of you, and we will have a chat in my bedroom with Richard.
Yes, of course, Madame.
Good. Don't be long. And she leaves.
Well, I suppose. Are you feeling better now?
I think so.
And you're sure there's nothing else that I or Agatha and I need to know before we go and speak to them?
I think I did something terribly stupid.
Oh.
But, I don't think she'll bring it up. I think this is about my morning, but when we were at the warehouse yesterday, it got a bit... We got locked in.
What? In the warehouse?
Yes.
By whom?
The owner, I think.
Oh, but everything is all right now, is it not? He is not to.
I don't think he will follow up anything from it, but
he let you go.
We kind of made him.
Right. I don't think I understand.
I broke out through the door, and he may have lunged for me, and I may have defended myself.
Well,
he wasn't hurt much.
Well,
the police officer, on the other hand, did get
what?
hurt.
There was a police officer involved. But if you were merely defending yourself, then, well, that is within your right.
But I don't think anything will come back to us. Madam
Sure.
Madam Beatrice spoke to me yesterday, and I don't think he's going to let on that a girl beat him.
I see.
Supposedly he's saying that 4 or 5 men jumped him.
Really?
Said that we pinned him down and wouldn't threaten to kill him if he didn't let us go.
We ought to go. We told her we would not be long. And if they ask about the place, and are we telling the truth?
I don't think there's any point lying anymore.
I mean, we hardly know more than they do.
Exactly. I think we don't mention our fathers unless she asks.
Yes.
And I think we certainly don't mention who we think might have done it.
Yes. All right then. Do we know where we're going? Do we know where Heron is?
You know how we're at. You've all been in there, I think, at some point.
So we head up?
Mm-hmm.
On the way, whatever mirror I pass, I'm gonna stop and just adjust myself a little.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I realise and sort of hurry up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just go up the stairs, catch up with your friends. Guess one of you politely knocks on the door, whatever. Enter. You open the door, and you're greeted with the sight of her room, as it always is. There's fancy paintings and fabrics and curtains and rugs and an immaculate four-poster bed. She's sitting at a small side table, and Richard is standing just beside her. There are 3 other chairs set out in front of this table. Please have a seat, ladies. Now, you have been in my house for 2 days, and you seem to have brought all sorts of trouble with you. Now I am hearing stories that are quite unbelievable. But, Richard here is not one to tell fanciful stories, and so I have to know what is going on.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, Madame, but that's quite the problem. We hardly know ourselves what is going on. Ever since we left home, things have been, as you say, rather unbelievable. And though, as we told you, we have some clues, I suppose, things have not exactly become clearer for us either.
If anything, we are more confused now than we were when we left.
I see. Well, it is time to tell me everything. We'll start with who you are. We'll start with who your fathers are. And we will lead to what trails you have followed here, and who it is you think you are chasing down, and who you think leaves cellars full of dead bodies and satanic rituals.
If we are to tell you everything, we need your word that you won't tell anyone else.
I think that will depend on the nature of your story. If there are things happening in my town that I feel I have a responsibility to combat or need to juggle with our other escapades, I need to put this on silent. There we go.
Forgive me, madam, but we need to be certain that nobody will stop us.
I do not think I will be stopping whatever it is you are doing, but I have to protect myself, I have to protect this house, and to do that I need to know exactly what it is you have got yourselves into. So let's start again at the beginning. Who are you girls?
My real name is Talia Bronton. And my father is Gilbert. He owns a publishing company.
Oui, Gilbert Publishing. I know of it. You are his wayward daughter. And you?
My name is Rosalind. Rosalind Penhallow. My father is a baronet.
Oui. And you?
Agatha Pentecost. My father is Harold. He owns Pentecost
Oui.
Gun Company.
Oui, everyone knows of the Pentecost Armory. I see. I had a suspicion you were ladies of more high-born nature. And your fathers are missing.
Yes, that was all true. We've not heard from them in some time. There was a carriage to my home about unpaid bills. They disappeared without a trace.
All of their stuff was left in their room. All laid out as if they were coming home that evening.
They have heard nothing of missing nobility or publishers or gun manufacturers.
Well, I expect my mother and my brothers are very keen to keep it quiet.
Interesting. Normally such a bit of gossip would spread around, and we mix with the Aya company here, and I have heard nothing, so that is most strange. And so, what is it that brings you to Ratcliffe? In fact, what is it that, as you leave for London in the first place?
We left because nobody did anything. That was all true. We heard nothing. We were told to just stay calm and that everything would be okay, and it wasn't, and nobody knew anything, and we weren't being kept informed, and
3 young girls on a mission to find their fathers. Interesting. And so what brings you here?
We found a note in their things. It mentioned Ratcliffe.
Where were their things?
Well, I suppose they might have been sent home now, the rest of it, but we've kept some things ourselves, things that seemed as if they may.
From where did you find your father's belongings?
They were staying at White's.
I see. I have not managed to work my way into that establishment just yet. But it is on the tables to get a man inside.
it is potentially important for you to know. I don't think that they have any way of finding us here, but there is a very powerful man looking for us. Yeah. As well as...
And who is this powerful man?
The Viscount Edward Sellingham.
I see. He does have interesting tastes, I suppose. But, he seems does not seem dangerous to me.
No, but it's just that if he were to find us, then we would have to go home, and...
I see. So he is a family friend?
Yes. He, we were staying with him, well, when we first arrived in London, and I believe he may be quite keen to make up for losing us to our families.
Yes, I imagine you have put him in quite the predicament.
Yes, I suppose I have.
And so you run away from his home for what particular reason?
What is Jonathan, butler?
He is not a butler. He is
Steward?
he is your steward. He is your house steward.
My steward found us,
I see.
and he was going to take us home.
I see. So
So we came to a place that we thought nobody would look for us.
this is certainly a place people can disappear, and you are lucky you did not. I knew you were out of your depth, but now I see you are lucky to have met me. And this is all very explainable phenomena. And then it leads you to this house out of town, which you have been to more than once by the sounds of it, where we find dead bodies of men of wealth, and strange statues and inscriptions on floors, and nobody investigating the house and noticing that there are bodies there. And then you go again, and you take my man with you. And this is where I find it almost unbelievable. If you had told me this story, I would say that you are lying to me and you need to leave. But Richard would never lie. So he tells me this incredible story of rituals and blood and some sort of glowing energy. And I am left not really sure what to think. What do you know of this thing?
Nothing.
But you are the one that bled onto this symbolic floor, creating this ritual. To what?
I don't know. I wanted to find out. I wasn't.
It's very foolish to play with things that you do not know and do not understand.
I wasn't in my right mind.
Clearly. And you know nothing of the owner of this house?
No.
What brought you there?
A map.
It was.
A map.
I believe it was drawn by my father.
You have this map on you?
We have it among our things in our room.
Fetch it for me.
Of course we do. So very quickly goes.
Show me your hand. You wrapped it well. Is it painful? Is it deep? Very well, keep it clean. Agatha, you say?
Yes.
You look tired. Did you not sleep well?
No.
You have dark circles under your eyes.
It's
Well,
been a long few days.
yes, I imagine so.
I guess I've come back in.
Sure, if you rushed, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, as you can see, there are sites marked, and the house was one of them.
See. The house, the dogs, the warehouse. This one is a strange old lady. I think. You know of this person?
You know of her.
I know everybody in the town.
Yes, we met her once, but she seemed to have vanished afterwards.
Yes, she's a woman who seems to come and go as she pleases, but no one bothers her. She is quite strange, but she is good with the birthing of children, and and medicines and things are quite respected in the town. And what else is here on the map? I forget. That is all, yes?
Mm-hmm.
That was the 4. Interesting. What did you find at this warehouse?
She knew of us.
Warehouse?
Oh, no. Sorry. At the warehouse, there was nothing really.
Just a carving of a moon in one of the beams.
A moon.
The same from the house.
It wasn't quite the same, but they were
similar.
both certainly moons.
You see, moons. Do you know of any interested parties with moons? Nah, not that I can think of. Moons. From the rat streets of rats. Dockers are an anchor. I ain't seen no moons. Outside of, big one. I mean, there's that pub, isn't there? The Crescent Moon. Down off the highway. Don't know of any groups operating out of it. But I mean, guess we could have a look. And there's always something going on in one of the pubs, isn't there? But as far as I know, nothing organised down there. But I can go check it out. Ask around. Keep my ear down. Very well. Okay. So this is a clue.
Yes.
And then you speak to Duna. And what did you speak to her about?
She knew of our fathers.
She knew our names.
How do you spell Duna?
Duna. I did not really do very well in my French lesson, so I do not know my French alphabet pronunciations. Because I got an F.
She told us.
She had already heard of you? Your father's had left word?
We don't know. She seemed to be able to do things. All the candles came alight and then went out.
I have heard many silly stories about her, but this is all just like the people call her a witch. But this is just town gossip of things people do not understand.
I turned to Richard, turn my head to him and say, do you still believe it's all fake then?
I mean, I know what I saw. Some strange, eerie glow coming from the blood I told you. No, I believe what I can see with my own eyes, and I saw something strange. Something I don't like. You're telling us that the stories about Miss Duna are real. She's a witch. No. She's just a nice old lady.
Yes, and we are just 3 noble girls.
Interesting. Perhaps I will have another word with her myself.
Please don't.
She has been pulling the wool over our eyes, it seems, and not being as honest with me as I would like.
Please, it's not my secret to tell. Don't tell her that we told you.
Seems she's happy to let these stories spread around. They are not exactly secrets. Everyone says she can turn herself into a cat. She can cast spells of luck and misfortune on people. Of course, everyone knows she says she can speak and see the future with a crystal ball. But of course, it's all just it is how you say it's a con job for making money. And of course, everyone is allowed that. You're telling me
She didn't ask us for money.
not asking for money. But she read your palms, she do her crystal ball.
None of that.
None of that.
She just spoke to us.
We sat down on the floor and
She said we each had one question.
This does not seem magical.
She knew who we were.
Well, your father's marked her on map. Perhaps she had conversations with him. And they had talked about family.
We asked where they were, and she said that they were scattered, broken, and lost.
She does speak a little curiously sometimes. Interesting. But do you believe she is connected to your cellar in some way?
Why else would she be marked?
Interesting. Tell me of your fathers. What do they look like? Do you have pictures? Perhaps a small locket or something? In case I have recognized them?
I actually do have a picture of my father.
Go and fetch it for me. Perhaps I have seen them before. Perhaps they have visited here. Not that you would want to hear such a thing, and I am sure they have not. Is there a problem?
Oh, of course. Shall I fetch it for you? One moment.
Mm-hmm.
I very quickly again go back downstairs. And then I have a moment in the room again by myself, because I actually haven't touched it today. And I push it aside, and I have a job to do, so I just get on with it. And pull out the family tree. I leave Francis in there. And then I remember something that sort of got lost in all the emotion of yesterday. And I make a note to remind the others of that later, sort of in my head. And I come back upstairs with the family tree.
All right, reach over. She takes it from you. A family tree, interesting. So this is your father. And I actually have one over here too. So perfect. Gilbert and Amelia, your mother. And Talia. Interesting. He has got an unforgettable look to him. He has, you will be pleased to know he has not been here before. Unfortunately, because he is quite rich, so it would be nice. I have not seen him before, but have you perhaps on your visits out of town? Richard takes a look at it. Takes out these sort of large frame glasses from a pocket and puts them on. No, I don't think I've seen him. Sorry. Nothing of the other two?
I've no portrait with me, I'm afraid, but
neither.
His name is Frederick, Baronet Frederick Francis Penhallow, and he is very tall. He's quite over 6 feet, and dark hair, a moustache, quite refined, very handsome. Everybody says so.
Well, it sounds like he would stand out if he was moving around here. I will put some feelers out of the people that I know. We'll ask the boys and girls downstairs when they are awake, and we will see if such a man has made himself noted in the last couple of months. And you're Mr. Harold?
Harold, yes.
Harold, I said, yes.
Yes, I suppose he's a little bit shorter than the other two. He's got quite a stern-looking face, but he really is the most lovely man.
I see, is he perhaps about 5'3", stocky build, slightly girlier?
Yes.
Yes, we I'm afraid to say we know of him. He was you giggle, but all men have their needs, and that is what we are here to serve. I am sorry if I am breaking your image of your father, but he seemed like a pleasant man. He did not give his real name, which is why I did not recognize him at first, but the clues add up.
What name was he giving?
Oh, I think he gave it was Reginald he used. He did not give a last name. I think it was that he would come maybe now and then, not often, perhaps once or twice every few months. And
Do you have anything that perhaps he wrote on or left behind? I can't imagine my father would come to a place like this, but
perhaps I am mistaken, but
then again, I came to a place like this.
yeah, his favorite was always who was it? I think it was Diamond. He liked the not the details. We can have Diamond describe him for you. Perhaps I am mistaken, but did a man with a deeper love of guns, and was well off and came from out of town. It is possible that it was him.
Do you know perhaps when he was last here?
Oh, perhaps maybe 2 months ago. It was we just after winter, getting warmer.
Suppose that adds up. And he didn't mention any people that he was travelling with?
Not to me, but we can speak to Diamond, and if it was him, perhaps she will have more information, because men do like to talk when they have their pillow time, shall we say. Perhaps he is able to shed some light. Men often share things in the bedroom that they would not normally. Oh, please help yourself to my snacks. I am finished. You only had to ask. Yes, perhaps there is a clue here that you can follow. And we also speak of the attack on the officer yesterday. There is rumors underground, as they say, The Ratcliffe runners are so far getting the blame, but they know that they did not do this, and I think perhaps one of their men has seen at least a clue that might point back to us, and they are.
How? We didn't leave anything behind.
No, but perhaps you were seen before or after during the chase. It is just hearsay. They know that it was not them, and they are always looking for an excuse to come for me and this house, because it used to be their house, and we took it. So there is an opportunity here that we must keep on top of.
I may have taken something from the police officer.
And what was this?
Only his whistle, but
What do you need with his whistle?
I didn't want him to be able to call people over.
This is wise thinking. But as it turns out, he was not capable of taking a big enough breath anyway. After you hurt him?
Is he?
I do not know. As of this morning, he's still alive and recovering. The important thing is that you perhaps somewhat recognized in this attire by people who we do not want you to recognize. So the suggestion that I made to you before about the air, perhaps we might follow through with that. A little change of looks.
We have. When we first came here, we went to the tailor's. We're having some men's clothes made to my size. Perhaps once we have those, and perhaps I'll be able to go out again. I shouldn't look as...
You prefer the clothing of men?
No, it's just we knew that 3 unchaperoned ladies were not to be walking around, and we thought that people might listen to us more if we had a man with us.
Ah, disguise. I see. Okay, I gave you the name of the tailor, I'm pretty sure at some point, but I didn't write it down myself. But, whatever, he has a name.
Mm-hmm.
And what day did he say that your clothes would be ready?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Sunday. Okay. Well, we will keep everything on the down low. Today.
I did not write the tailor's name down.
Me neither.
Perhaps he did not have a name. I forget.
He did make fun of us, though.
He made fun of you.
Was it?
You meet the cobbler. Yes, he is member of the Ratcliffe Runners. You should avoid him. He is one of their what do you say? Leaders, clan leaders, I suppose. Yes, you are perhaps lucky if you have spent time with him to not have been marked for some sort of nefarious means. Okay, so today you stay home. We come up with a new look for you, so you are not so easily recognized when you go out again. And I will try and find out about this house that you have come across and see what people know about it. We will do this tonight. And the last place on your map here is the docks.
Yes.
Is there a particular place that you feel it was about?
We've no idea.
We went
No
there in
idea.
the day, but
we couldn't see anything, and so we thought it probably best to go at night.
It is definitely not good for you to go to the docks at night.
Yes, but I think that's why we need to.
Well, I can tell you at night, the men, they drink, they fight, they get rowdy, they murder. There are many fights, the policemen come and other securities, and during all the chaos, people smuggle, and bring in various goods, which is good, but can be bad sometimes. But 3 young ladies walking around the docks at night, you would often find yourself in much danger. But if we connect the docks here, there is an house full of nefarious people when they're dead. There is a warehouse in, and is this one here the one in the square? He is, I know him. Cannot think, this is his name. I know it. Arthur, and for some reason, Stanhope. Arthur Stanhope. He is the warehouse there that is, he just rents it out. He seems like a nice fellow. He has a wife and 2 children, 10 and 12, I think. But he does not seem nefarious. But as we all know, sometimes looks can be deceiving, I suppose. But perhaps your fathers were renting the warehouse for something. Perhaps they had something come in from the docks, moved to the warehouse. Could be anything, I suppose. I can see what I can do. See if make some inquiries. See if they rented out the warehouse.
They might not have used their real names.
They might not have. I can perhaps get a list of names and of the ones that have used it recently, and we'll see where we can go from there.
Thank you.
Yes, this is all the simple things that I fully understand and can deal with. But my mind keeps coming back to this occultish strangeness that has me deeply worried. I want to see this place for myself. We will go tonight. And we will take security with us, because I have to see with my own eyes. And until then, we will give you a makeover. You should get some rest, more rest. And yes, you do whatever it is you do. Are you go speak to Diamond, perhaps?
Yes. Though perhaps you ought to be with me.
Yes.
You would know more about your father than I ever would.
Very well. I will start making arrangements for the day and let you know when I have discovered anything new. You may go.
Thank you.
I leave.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Is that to all of us?
Yes, all of you.
Oh, okay. I thought that was to me and Aggie.
Okay, then I also say thank you.
Yes. And they sort of start a conversation as you're leaving.
Shall we go back downstairs?
I suppose so.
I head back down to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Are you both with me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. When we get in, I close the door, turn around. I'm sorry, but once again it seems I am begging both of you to tell me the full truth. What did she mean by the policeman being unable to breathe? And about... Perhaps it is just me being foolish, as always, but you made it seem as if you were merely defending yourself and he let you go because that was...
I was defending myself.
Well,
She was.
I believe you. I just need to know what happens when it's things like this.
Okay. I'm sorry. We left the warehouse. We ran from the warehouse. But then we thought he might know something. The owner. He didn't let us go by choice, per se. Agatha climbed out the window. And
I threatened him.
And he was intimidated enough to let you go?
not quite. But sort of. Agatha has...
I threatened him with the gun. I thought that... Well, Talia told me to come back here and get Richard, but I thought that by the time I'd come back and...
He said the police were on his way.
Yes.
And so... She didn't pull the trigger or anything. It was just to scare him.
I see.
And when he stepped away, I got through the door and saw Agatha with a gun, and she told me to run, and I didn't know what to do, and he lunged for me. And I managed to get away, but I stopped and looked at him because I don't know, nobody's done that to me like that, and I didn't know how to respond, and he went for me again, and he grabbed my arm, and so I grabbed his. And I twisted it until he was on the floor. And he let us go. So we ran. And then we realised that he might know something, so we thought we'd go back. But the police were there. And when it was recognised that it was us, the police came after us. And he was going to catch us, and so I told Agatha to run, and I stopped. And he tried to hit me. So I got him back. And I may have broken a rib or four. What? And a cheek. But it was in self-defense. He hit me first.
You must have been very brave. Both of you. I should have been there. If I had been there, then I'm sure I could have said something or done something that would have... I'm sorry. I understand that must have been terribly frightening, but... I can handle these things, knowing these things, and I need to. Particularly if we are involving others. If Madame is to be told everything that is going on, the three of us need to be on the same page. Always.
Sorry.
Which reminds me, your family tree, the picture that fell out, the one that was removed, I realised the spelling of Francis is as a girl's name. I realised earlier, but it came back to me when I told Madame Beatrice my father's name. His middle name is Francis, spelled with an I. The Francis in your family tree was with an E. I I am not sure of variations, but as far as I have always understood, that is the female spelling of the name. I don't know what that could mean, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Perhaps we have found our ghost.
If there was a death in the family, I just cannot imagine that your father would not have told you.
There seems to be many things that our fathers haven't told us. If it were somehow to do with any of this, they wouldn't have. Perhaps they would have removed her completely.
Perhaps.
It might explain why it's always my journal this open.
Perhaps.
But then I thought we saw different things.
Perhaps it is not the same thing that Agatha saw and that you saw.
Perhaps we try and see Duna again.
Maybe.
Not tonight or today.
No. But yes, perhaps she might know something.
I'm sorry that I left this morning. It was stupid. I don't have anything to say other than I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
I'm just glad you're all right now.
Let's hope so.
I need to go speak to Diamond.
Yes, would we hear when the house sort of starts waking up a bit more?
Yeah, sure. It's probably is now.
Yeah, because I guess like when they're having breakfast, it's kind of lunchtime for us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Perhaps if we join them for their breakfast, we can ask if she would speak privately.
Yes.
I wonder what Zach is going to say. I wonder if he's helping with the makeover. Sorry, thinking out loud. It's going to be weird having it gone.
I can't imagine you without your long red hair.
Would you put it up for me?
How?
Like we used to.
Of course. As in a final time, or would you like it in a way that it will make it easier to remove?
Just one last time.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right. I go over to the vanity and sort of gesture for you to sit down.
And I'll go and sit down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like watch her in the mirror.
Yeah. Rosalind's like, yeah, it's kind of like there's sort of a happy, like comforting energy in doing something familiar, but there is also like a very odd feeling that I know, like the hair that I'm touching is going to be gone soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how long that would take.
It's Rosalind, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes.
And then I assume we head up for food?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool. As you make your way upstairs, head towards the kitchens, you can hear the sort of general rowdiness of everyone sort of enjoying their conversations at the table, spreading stories, having laughs. As you all walk in, they notice you. Some of them scoot aside to make some spaces for you all to sit down. Plates come down and stuff. It's all very camaraderie.
Thank you.
I purposely try and sit. If there's a seat next to Diamond, I want to sit there.
Yeah, you can squeeze in between her and Zach.
I want to
And
sit
they-
next to Zach.
I'll sit kind of opposite so I'm near enough to like
Sure.
hear.
Yep. So you all manage to squeeze at the table. Bacon, eggs come down, some fried bread, all the usual stuff. Well, how was your morning, girls?
It was morning. How was your night?
Very good. Made a good bit of money. It's a bit awkward. What's up?
I guess we just... Am I sat? No. Too much.
Sure, I mean, everyone's set. It's just one. It's a table, so like you can. He's like opposite you, like 3 people down.
Yeah, okay. I just like make a note of him.
Sure.
Perhaps that you should ask.
Yes. Diamond,
Yes.
could I perhaps speak to you outside, please?
Of course. What's the matter? Have I done something wrong?
No. I
Phew.
think just come outside, please.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
I will sort of discreetly come and join you,
Mhm.
but I can't make eye contact with Diamond.
Sure.
I'm staying at the table.
Rosalind
Cool.
is embarrassed.
Okay, you head out into the main hallway. She turns to you. What's up?
Madame seemed to think you might perhaps be able to clarify something. We were wondering if you knew anything about a man who would have given you the name Reginald. Supposedly he's not been here for 2 months, but he came somewhat regularly, and yes.
Reginald, sure. How do you know him?
He might be my father.
Oh. Awkward. Sure.
Do you have anything of his or anything he's written down, or has he told you?
Only his
Anything.
money.
Did he mention anywhere that he was going or staying or or anyone he was travelling with, or any plans that they might have had.
Let's see if it's the right person. Your father's name is Reginald.
Well, no, his name is Harold, but
Harold.
he
Gives of course a fake name.
yes.
What? Describe him for me.
He about 5'3", stocky build, curly hair.
Boisterous.
I don't know.
I suppose he might have been quite different than he was at home.
Yes.
Very sort of jolly. Loud. Life of the party kind of guy. No?
No, but things are very different at home.
I see. I mean, could be him, I suppose. The description is correct.
He likes guns, doesn't he?
Yes. He would often...
If I showed you one of my father's guns, do you think...
We don't allow guns in here, so I would never have seen him more. But he certainly talked about them. He said he was, quite the accomplished gunsmith.
What if I showed you... I don't know.
Well, let's just say these are the same people. What can I help you with other than
I just...
breaking whatever image you had of your father?
I guess... Has he told you anything about where he was going, who he was with?
He did like to tell stories. He would impress us of all the different places he'd been, Paris, and the places in Spain, and how he went to America once. He would tell big stories, nothing specific. You know, he wouldn't tell us what he was doing yesterday, that sort of thing. He would brag about how good he was with a gun. He could sort of shoot an apple off somebody's head. Ridiculous.
No, he did that once. I saw it with my own eyes.
Ah, boys and their toys. He would always say he was on business whenever he was visiting. He would say, just here on business. And then, of course, we changed the conversation. I must say, your father's quite the lover. The things that he
No, Diamond, please.
So you don't want to...
Did he ever say anything about his wife? Did you even know he had a wife?
Your mother, I presume.
Yes.
Maybe you don't need to have this conversation.
What did he say about her?
But no matter what I tell you, you
What
won't like the
did he
answer.
say about her?
He didn't say anything. Or I could lie and say he said she was a massive bitch and he was never happy at home, or that she was the most beautiful woman he'd ever met, but he still had needs while he was travelling. What answer could you possibly want that would be helpful? None of them. Men have their needs, and we just have to go with it. some of us have chosen a life to profit from those needs. I'm sure he's a very fine father to you. And I'm sure your mother's wonderful too. But this is a place where that's left outside. And I don't mean to be harsh, but I don't care. Like, they all have wives. I don't. Sorry.
No, it's quite all right. Thank you for telling me. If you can, did he ever see anything strange or? I don't know. Just
Say anything strange.
I just want Rosalind to help me.
Was just anything, perhaps out of the ordinary about. Well, I suppose he may not have, because it may have been about current things, his day, his plans for the next day. But perhaps was he ever scared, or did he ever seem out of sorts in an unusual way?
You know, I remember the first time he came here. He wanted to know if I believed in ghosts. And if this place was haunted. No, please help yourself.
Sorry.
He wanted to know if the house was haunted. Of course it's not. But,
Did he ever describe the ghosts to you?
describe ghosts? No, he wanted to know if I believed in ghosts.
And do you?
No.
Of course not.
No. But,
How did he take that response? If you don't know.
I think he kind of just sort of shook his head and kind of looked down on me a little bit. Like, he was like a bit too... He believed in ghosts. For sure. And he thought that the fact that I didn't somehow made me foolish. But, he never really brought it up again after that. I guess he was just looking for a good story, maybe.
Perhaps. Thank you for answering these questions. They must seem rather foolish.
I get it. Everybody's father comes here at some point, though. Describe your father for me.
I'm sure my father was never here, and...
No, of course not. Of course not.
Madame did not recognise his description.
Very well. But I'm sure he was a fantastic lover. I'm going to go finish my breakfast.
Yes.
Sorry for keeping you from it.
It's okay. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She heads back into the kitchen and leaves you guys standing in the hallway. Process your daddy issues.
Well, that certainly sounds familiar, doesn't it? Asking about ghosts.
Quite.
Perhaps we ought to finish our breakfast and then we can let Talia in on what she said.
Yes.
So I guess while that was happening, what was Talia up to at the kitchen table?
Being an absolute carnivore.
Eating a whole pig.
Eating an entire pig. And then she just started like chatting with Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to start it, but like
Cool.
she like
Yeah,
just joined in on a conversation that was happening.
I mean, Thomas isn't much of a talker. So he's like, you tell him say something about the food, I guess, or he's like, yeah, it's good.
So you look pretty strong.
Yeah.
How did you get to be like that?
Sorry.
Gym goals.
Just eat a lot, lift a lot,
What do you lift?
heavy things,
Like what?
anything, bricks, people.
I bet I can lift
Sometimes
more than you.
Unprovoked. Unprompted.
that's funny. I could probably lift this whole table with you on it.
Go on then.
What people are eating.
Maybe something else then.
Some bricks out in the back garden. Sometimes tie a rope around them and just lift them.
We could have an arm wrestle.
What now?
Why not? Put on a show.
Sure.
It'll be a laugh either way.
Yeah, if you want. Squeeze down.
Cool, I do that.
Cool, a couple of people. Yeah, move out the way. So
really hope
you're now
this
sitting
works.
opposite.
We're not in the room while this is happening.
No,
right?
this is
No.
what
Are we?
happened.
Oh, are we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Zach's scoots up as well, so he's still sitting beside you, and he's just sitting like, what?
It's just a bit of fun.
You reckon you could beat Jonathan in an arm wrestle?
His name's Thomas.
Thomas. Jonathan's over there.
I think it'll be entertaining to watch either way.
Yeah. Yeah, tell you what. I'll warm him up for you. Come on, do me first. And he puts his scrawny little arm down. And Thomas is just like, pumps down. They brace. And they arm wrestle.
If Agatha was in the room right now, she'd be going nuts.
And it's just, yeah. Zach's going. He's pushing. Zach's pushing his arm right down. And then Thomas just goes plonk. And he goes, oh! Ow. Rude. Right, I warmed him up for you. Good luck. Okay. So I just need to...
See what his
That?
stats are. Ridiculous. Thomas and Zach will get stats, but Seth doesn't.
Literally.
Seth has stats. They're just 0.
No.
Everything's a 10. Anyway. Come on then.
Oh, he's going to be right-handed.
That hasn't made
Yeah,
a
he's
difference in
right-handed.
all your other arm wrestles with various men.
That is true. All right.
Yeah, we don't differentiate in D&D rules about left and right
It's
handed. It's
fine.
purely
It's what it
just...
is.
Mm-hmm.
17.
15. He's like... It's really close, and he's doing that, he's playing, he's like not really paying attention.
And then it's
And then he realises, oh, he actually can't move your arm.
So he's just like grinning this whole time.
And he doesn't even let you finish. He breaks the arm off. He's all right then. Fine. How'd you do that?
Thought you might help me get a bit stronger.
Yeah, probably could. Should we go again?
Okay.
I'm warmed up now. Let's try the other arm.
Should get advantage.
You don't get advantage.
Natural 20.
Ha!
So 23.
Yeah, he got 20 in total. And you grip his hand really tightly so he can't pull away. And I feel like you put your other hand on his elbow to hold it down so he can't.
Sure.
Just to force him this time as you bring his arm right back down to the table. Yeah. That's weird. You're weird.
Thank you.
Maybe I should go lift. And he gets up.
Does we pass him like on our way back in?
Sure, yes, you're coming in, he's leaving.
Because he seems a bit.
Yeah. And then you look out the back window in the kitchen and you see him there, he's tying up some bricks to a piece of wood and he's just sort of lifting them up on some ropes and stuff. Just out the back.
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very attracted to it.
Agatha wants a rugby boy. Oh, if only Rosalind had been in the room.
See? I told you it would be fun.
Mr. Zach.
I know. He just doesn't know what to say.
I sit back down and I am concerned by that statement. So I'm like, what would be fun?
Apparently Talia here is weirdly strong.
Yes.
And people pay good money for that.
I beat Thomas in an arm wrestle. Twice.
Thomas.
She did.
Sort of look out the window to see. I imagine he's huge, right?
Yeah, he's huge. Got these massive arms. He's not quite as big as Richard. He doesn't quite have that sort of all over sort, but like definitely upper body ripped.
Talia.
You beat him?
Twice.
Wow.
Switching sides.
And as you're watching him, he's getting hot, so he takes his shirt off and he's just there, topless now. He wipes the sweat down off his body. And he's just doing the lifting.
Sorry.
Wipes his brow. Turns to look into the kitchen just to make sure everyone sees that he's working out. Makes eye contact with you, Agatha.
I look down.
You seem to have gotten to him.
It seems so. Although, he said he would help me get stronger. So, who knows? Do we have any other plans for the day?
Not besides the things we discussed with Madame, I don't think.
Maybe I'll start now.
And I'm going to go up to Thomas.
Okay.
Get him to help.
Sure. You guys are sitting in the kitchen.
Very casually glancing out the window a normal amount of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. During the time that you're staring out the window and not taking your eyes off of it, you see...
Rosalind is so normal about this situation.
Yeah, you see Talia and Thomas having some sort of back and forth
Rosalind
talk. He's pointing out various different things, and he's like,
Grow up
usually
with them.
you can see he's like, he's discussing things, and then and he's kind of like, and then he starts pointing at some things, and he's like, and then Talia also rolls up her sleeves, I feel like, and she
Reveal
starts,
nothing.
Reveals the ruse.
and starts, picking up the different things that he was lifting and stuff, and just sort of, and they just start like, and he like starts pointing out different ways to like lift effectively and stuff. You can tell, and just this is all going on in silence outside. Well, it's not silence for them, but through the windows, it's quiet. And he's sort of he's running his hand over her arm as lifting it and stuff, and be like, "Oh yeah, you wouldn't do that, my hand." Yeah. And the two of them just, have a good workout session together. While you guys let your breakfast get cold.
I've eaten one. Ate it on camera.
She's nibbling.
Cool. And that's where we'll take a break.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half.
Oh.
Wow.
That felt
Just
like
a bit
half
less,
an
just a
hour.
bit less.
Yeah.
That
was
that
weird.
felt like half
I'm
an
like,
hour,
I don't need a
45
break.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's get stuck straight back in, I guess. Where are you? What are you doing? How are you spending the afternoon while you're awake for the evening?
I'm working out with Thomas
Mm-hmm.
until he says we're done.
Rosalind went downstairs, so I got the brown dress and the thread that I was embroidering, and I am going to just bring it outside to the garden to sit and finish because I want some fresh air.
Nice.
And no other reason.
I went to the room at first and I realised that I brought this book with me and yet I've never even opened it. This is Evelina. So I decided it might be nice to finally start the book in the garden.
And I think that we meet, like, on the way out to the garden and we're both just like,
And
is there anywhere to sit?
Yeah, there's little garden benches and stuff.
We'll go sit on one of those.
Cool. It's not a beautiful garden. It's very functional. Very tall walls, and there's sort of spikes and stuff around the walls, sort of security and stuff like that. But there's some grass, there's some trees, a little bit of a sort of patio. Some other buildings have sort of been built up onto the walls.
I'm like, why are you doing this on my bench?
I'm not doing it on your
I
bench.
know, that was not canon.
That's your only not canon. You never use your not canon.
Yeah, I know. Ooh.
How do you feel?
Weird. But that was so obviously me. Rosalind doesn't talk like that.
Okay. So the afternoon passes in various ways.
What's your book about?
I'm only I'm still in the introduction, so
So that was Rosalind stabbing herself in the finger with a needle because she wasn't paying attention.
That wasn't Tanya asking, that was me asking.
Oh!
Yeah, Thomas comes over. With some sort of large, heavy object in
In my
his
head,
hand.
we're sat on the same bench
Yeah.
next to each other. Yeah, I just wanted to check.
He just sort of, one foot goes up on the edge of the bench so he can, like, lean down onto his knee, and he's, like, doing arm curls with the other. He's like, what are you eating?
Evelina,
Cool.
Talia,
People say cool back there.
Taya got it for me for my birthday.
Nice. What's it about?
I'm still in the introduction.
Cool.
I'm kind of just sat there, just flicking my eyes because I don't want him to know that I'm actually stirring. So I'm just.
He's mostly just staring at his own bicep.
Yeah, so I'm a bit flustered.
Maybe later we could go for a walk or something.
Yes, I would like that.
Great. Oh, I better go check on Talia. She's not quite lifting the way I think is best.
Okay.
Goes and fixes some of your posture. Yeah, that's it. And then do 10 of those. Then you rest. Then you do 10 more. I know how it works.
I'm just doing this. He tells me to.
Fab.
Every so often I glance over to see if Rosalind's looking.
Yeah, and every time you do that, I very quickly go back to my embroidery.
Cool. Make a perception check. Make a stealth check.
Oh, bro!
Well, I rolled a 2, so...
Oh, lol, I rolled a 20, not a natural 20 though.
Yeah.
I don't know what my pluses are, but I don't see
You get to look as much as you like, and she never catches you.
Oh yeah, I've got +0 on my page.
On your 2.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
My perception is nothing.
Okay. So that's how the early afternoon goes. And then you have some dinner. There's a few comings and goings of the house, new people that you haven't seen before, just sort of men. Seem to be dropping off messages, coming, going, whatever. You know, you can see that there's something afoot. Then you have some sort of dinner is prepared, and then the house sort of goes towards its normal evening activities. But Madame Beatrice takes you aside, back up to her room again, in the sort of early evening before Richard unlocks the doors and allows customers in and whatnot. And brings you in for a conversation.
All three of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's early days yet, but I have not been lazy, but I cannot expect too much information to come in right now. I have put out feelers for this moon symbol and who it could be connected to. I've put out some descriptions of your fathers in case anybody has seen them in some of the local shops or taverns. And all the other things that I said. I went to speak with Duna, but it seems she is away again. She often comes and goes. I'm not sure when she left. I spoke to one of the neighbors, and they thought she left in an hurry, perhaps 3 or 4 days ago. I guess after you had seen her. Yes. But I do think we need to be careful tonight. This police officer is doubling down on his story of the men that attacked him, and I know that this means the Radcliffe runners are pissed off because they're getting into trouble for something they did not do, and they think that perhaps I had something to do with it. But I see your new haircut has gone fine.
You didn't tell me it happened yet.
I forgot.
Ha 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 ha. No more wig for me.
Yes. Here is your money for that. And she gives you £100.
It's well nice to not have the wig on.
I look at Talia and it feels very alien to see her without her hair.
Yeah. Well, how did this? Like, I know this was a jump, but like, what was the reveal? Like, did you go off and like have it done and then come back?
I don't know. You can decide if you were with me or not, I suppose.
Yeah, I feel like I probably was actually.
Did it happen in the bedroom?
Maybe it happened in the garden.
I feel like we were there. I don't know why.
If I was there, I'm still not used to it though, and I think it might take me a couple days to get used to it. Yeah. It's just... I feel like I'm looking at you with a really weird face, but I'm not trying to, like, be, like, ill.
You're not trying to be like that, but you are. Right?
Well, no, I don't think it's ill. It's just weird seeing her like that. Thank you.
So, I think, we'll take Richard with us, and Thomas will take over for the security for the evening. And perhaps we will go around midnight when things are a little quieter, when people on the streets are a little drunker. But for now, yes, we will discuss more of these things. The problem is that when I first came to Radcliffe, I had my eyes set on something better for myself, and I came across this house, but it was already occupied by squatters, but I weaved my own magic and cleared the house out so that myself and Richard could move in and turn it into something worthwhile of our abilities. But it belonged the sort of headquarters of this Ratcliffe Runners gang, and they did not take kindly to the means of their eviction. And we have been a little on each other's bad sides ever since. So they are always looking for a reason to break me, which is what has me concerned. But I am confident that they will not try anything, at least not yet. But yes, at midnight we will go to this strange house, and you will show me what it is that you do there and how this thing works, because I am very curious. And I feel like I need to see this myself to have a full understanding. Whatever that might be. Yes, most strange. So, yeah, midnight comes.
I get changed into my brown dress.
Mm-hmm.
What am I wearing?
Whatever you want.
Were we not having...
I'm not dressing you.
No, I know, but I thought I was having a makeover and stuff.
Oh, I was exaggerating. I just meant the hair. You can choose whatever you want to wear.
Yeah, I've got Harold's.
Yeah, but that's really...
And
posh,
didn't
though.
you borrow some stuff from Zach?
Yeah, but that's all quite, like, noticeable stuff.
Right.
I guess I'll just wear the dress again and hope for the best.
Sure.
Unless there are any, like, less lavish looking clothes.
Someone's definitely got some just out and about work type clothes.
Yeah, I'll put those on over there.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, you get some off of Jonathan, I guess, because he'd be the closest to your size that has clothing that would be suitable. Obviously, Thomas is just much too big, and Zach's clothes are much too gay. Too flamboyant. He doesn't own nice clothes, simple clothes.
I've got my daggers with me still.
Cool.
Both of them.
Okay.
I mean, my gun's always in my reticule.
I don't have any weapons. What I do have though is some like little white flowers on the hem of my brown dress now.
Oh.
Nice.
Talia says that they look really pretty.
Or whatever.
Something along those
I
lines.
probably saw you doing it while we were sat on the bench together, so I've probably given you my stamp of approval.
It's not the like right amount of work for the amount of time I was sat outside, though. I will say
I
that.
was going to say, what kind of quality are we looking at here?
No,
Are they
they're
often
nice
mismatched
quality.
sizes?
No, they're nice quality because she does have like an autopilot of knowing how to do it well. But there's just like not as much as there would have been if I had just been like focusing on that.
Mm-hmm.
So like if we're going by like the style of Regency dress that would have like an embroidery around the whole hem, it's not that. It's sort of like there's a little bit at each side, but they've not like joined up yet because I've not finished it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that I am on page 181 of this book, but I'm not really sure what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you walk through
Scared now.
You're walking through the streets of Ratcliffe.
So it's us three, Madam B and Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night, so it's pretty rowdy. There's a lot of drunks in alleyways, and a few little scuffles break out now and then. But sort of Richard is kind of leading the way, and people kind of get out of his way because he has a bit of a reputation in town anyway.
Does he have his cane with him again?
He does, yeah. And he's wearing a sort of big coat. Madame Beatrice has also dressed down. She's her hair is all tied underneath like some sort of shawl. She's got a big coat on and stuff, and you wouldn't generally recognise her.
I forced these two to put their boots on.
Mm-hmm.
Rosalind's like not happy about it, but I've done it.
Mm-hmm. And Richard leads you again back down to this to this house on the outskirts of town. You go out through you leave the last of the houses behind and enter the darkness. He doesn't light a lantern, you just walk. You make perception checks.
16.
9.
9 as well.
It seems quiet and clear at the moment. You don't hear anything around. And then, you take up that small path off the road towards the house. Past the well. Get to the
Can
front
I,
door.
look into the well when we pass it?
You can certainly try, it's dark.
Yeah. We'll do it anyway, and then realize I can't see anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very sort of standard looking well. It's got a sort of, it doesn't have one of those roofs on it, but it's just, so it's an open well, but has the sort of rope that you can drop the bucket down into and stuff.
Can I drop a stone in and just see how long it takes for it to hit?
Sure. Takes 2 seconds? I don't know. It's deep.
Okay.
Ish. It's not a never ending one, but and there's a little plop. The stone hits the ground in there and sort of echoes back up.
That's okay. I'll then keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And it falls into water.
Yes.
It's not all it
Sounds like water. Richard pulls back this rug again.
I've got one of the cloths and I'm holding it to my nose.
Sure. Everyone picks up cloths. Pulls open the door. Lights that lantern again. Heads down inside. Keeping an ear out in case there's anything new, but doesn't think so.
Where's Madam B?
She's right behind him, so you three are now last. You get in there. She has a little gasp as Richard starts lighting all the lanterns again, lights the whole thing back up. And again, everything is exactly the way you saw it before. It's not been interrupted again. Madame Beatrice sort of does a long circle. She sort of prods at some of these corpses with her feet. Dips a finger into that sort of font and sort of rubs the sort of nice and then sort of wipes it off on a towel. Heads over to the this broken statue and sort of crouches down, turns sideways to look at it. And then finally ends up on this patterned floor. She sort of walks a circle around the outside of it, just sort of taking it in. And then if you guys are sort of following her around.
Yeah, but I'm keeping quite a distance from everything.
Mm-hmm. She looks up to Richard first, and she's like, "No, this is the thing." So, yep. Talia stood right in the middle. And she cut her hand before I could stop her, and then she dripped blood onto it, which pulled around, and everywhere the blood touched, it began to glow. That's what happened, I swear it. See? She takes out a small knife from her pocket and takes off the glove from one of her hands.
I really don't think you should do that. I couldn't get out.
Richard will look after me.
Don't stand in the circle then.
Pricks her finger and just sort of lets a single drop of blood fall onto it.
I move closer to these two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be standing by myself anymore.
And yeah, that you can sort of blood drop hits the ground, and there's just this kind of pulse, which then fades away. She puts her hand over again, squeezes out another drop, but she gets lower this time so she can see it happening. So it drops, and this tiny pulse of bluish glows.
I've stepped closer because I've not seen it from the outside before. So I just want to see it.
She steps back again to sort of get a look at this sort of the symbology of it all and things. So she sort of takes in that sort of inner eye and the sort of the sun and moon symbols and all this sort of stuff. Well, I'm still at a loss. Clearly, it requires a lot of blood to activate. This is very strange. I do not recognize these bodies or what is left of them. They are not in good enough condition for me to recognize their faces if they have been around town. Their clothing is nondescript.
I'm going to move back to start with the other two again.
You did not kill these people? You think your fathers did?
They were all shot.
I see.
No.
Well,
Can I hear Rosalind counting?
you tell me?
Just depends how close you're standing to me.
I'm like next to you.
Probably.
I'm going to take your hand then. Very gay. Do you also look nervous?
I'm kind of just picking up the skin.
Okay, I'm going to take your hand as well then. To stop you doing that.
Well, so we should find some more blood. See what happens, no?
Perhaps. You do not want to know what will happen.
Well, I must admit I have always been very curious. Perhaps you are right. It is tempting. Very well. Could buy a pig? No, okay. I leave it. Let us burn this house down now. I'd it from whoever.
Did you say there was a bucket in the well?
Oui.
I think we should check in the well before we do anything. I don't know why. It seems... I don't know. I'm curious.
Okay, cool. Sure. You can go and look in your well. So you'll head upstairs, or?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you go to the well, and you can turn the handle down so the bucket squeaks as it goes down. You can hear the bucket sort of lapping at the water as it goes down. And you start to bring it up after a little while. Once you feel that, you can kind of feel like the rope kind of goes tighter as the bucket is sort of filled and things. So yeah, you start bringing it up, and yeah, the mechanism screeches each turn of the handle as the bucket's coming up, and the screeching gets louder and louder. until it's continuous. And then you realise it's not the screech of the metal, it's the screech of something else. A child? And then you see in front of you, next to the well, this sort of little girl in a dress, and she's sort of all in sort of black. Her skin's almost black, but she's got this glow about her, and she just sort of slowly fades into existence in all of you, and her mouth is open and she's looking you right in the eyes as you're turning, and she's just screaming this one continuous scream at you. And everybody can roll one. No, I'll just roll it because you can all just take the same. 4 damage of psychic damage.
Does she look like the one we've seen before?
Yeah, maybe.
How can I like take different? You said psychic damage.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't matter. That's just a description. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just so you know what's happening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did Madame and Richard look affected as well? Like they can see it?
Yeah. Everyone's just sort of almost frozen in place. And you keep turning the well.
Am I doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
The well's just, for some reason you just can't stop yourself. And then she's gone. And it's just silence. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck. Fuck.
Was that what you saw?
Was that?
Yes.
Was it the girl? The same girl that
Seems so.
Sally saw?
I think so.
That wasn't who I saw.
Are you sure?
I'm certain.
It's really hard to tell. There's not a clear, distinct image you've ever seen.
Have I got the bucket back up?
Yeah, it's just sort of sitting there in your hand. Not the bucket, like, so it's, you're holding the thing still and the bucket's sitting there.
I'm gonna take the bucket off. Whoa!
Wrong time to make a
Sorry.
sudden noise, bro.
None of
Sorry.
that's on properly. Well, clearly that's obvious now, but like the... And
There
then
we go.
that twists as well, I think.
Sorry.
Let's start over from the beginning. Welcome to... Okay, you take the bucket, pull it towards you. Yeah, the water smells really bad.
Like what?
I don't know what water would smell like if it had a corpse rotting in the bottom of the well. But it smells like that. Richard sort of leans over and smells the water. Yeah, I think something's dead down there. He goes back into the house and comes out with the lantern. Replaces the bucket with the lantern on the rope. And sort of takes out his hand and starts to lower it back down. And he keeps looking up around. And yeah, lowering this.
I've like come to the edge to be able to see down as well.
Yeah, I'm like a little bit back, but I'm like sort of peering over.
Mm-hmm. Cool. As the light gets lower and lower and lower, you can sort of see it, the stones of the thing, until it gets very close to the bottom. And in the bottom, you can see this sort of tangled mat of black hair, and some sort of dark dress, and maybe, I guess, an arm, maybe a sort of...
Rosalind immediately turns away, the first glimpse of a body.
And this pale, sickly white flesh showing here and there.
Do you believe in ghosts now?
Fuck me. That... yeah. That's her, isn't it? He looks over to Madam Beatrice. That's that thing we just saw. Pretty sure she's down there. Well, my understanding of these things is that ghosts need to be settled to find peace. This poor thing just needed someone to lay her to rest.
How do we do that?
I do not know. I'm not sure how we would bring her body up, whatever state it is in. It is no doubt in a worse state than what we have down in the cellar. I'm not feeling so well. I think, no, you will not fit down there, Richard, and I would not send you down. We will,
I think there's sheets upstairs. We could pull them up and...
I'm just not sure how we would get down there to retrieve the body.
I think we both know who might be able to do that.
It'd be nice.
It's not nice to leave her there.
Make insight checks, everybody.
4.
Cool.
17.
10.
Okay. This is the first time you've encountered this ghost.
Yeah.
And so that's, you haven't had anything to sort of alter your views, but you think now it did sort of seem, this ghost seemed more scared than angry, and you feel like perhaps it didn't really mean to hurt you in the way that it did. Perhaps we should come back in the morning.
She woke me up last night.
In the house?
Maybe it... Did it feel the same? The pain?
Yeah.
And it was cold?
Mm-hmm.
She... Something woke me up last night, a little girl crying, and she asked me why I brought her there. And it felt the same.
In the manner the ghost came to us. Oh. Now I will not sleep tonight.
I don't know, but she was a young girl, and I don't think she intended to cause us harm. I think she's scared. She was screaming. I don't know anything of these matters. I don't think she intends to hurt us. Or if she did, it was perhaps an accident. I don't... She just seemed so scared.
I did not see a shovel in the house. Perhaps we can look around back, see if there is something. Yeah, if you head if you do a loop of the house, you do find a couple of shovels sort of in the sort of back garden area. Yeah, I do not like the idea of us bringing this ghost back home again. It is my sanctuary, not a place for me to be scared of ghosts. Oh, okay. This is what you want to do?
We can't leave her down there.
The humors down there will be bad. We need to... Really no fresh water here. No, we come back. We need to be careful with such rotting spaces. You do not get sick. We will come back in the morning. And we will just deal with whatever comes back with us as we have to. Come. And she turns and she starts leaving.
I follow, but before I do, I look at the spot that she appeared and I look back into the well. I'm sorry. We'll come back, I promise. And then I follow.
Yeah. As you turn around to leave, you feel this sort of icy cold finger on the back of your neck.
I turn around. But can I still feel it when I turn around?
It's just like a brush. Just icy cold. Gone.
When we come back tomorrow, I'll perform the anointing of the sick. Just maybe it will help.
Cool. Richard sort of takes up the rear. We'll edit that out. My little laugh. We won't, no. And you all sort of end up sort of quite huddled together as you make your way back again, silently. Your own thoughts.
Doesn't feel right. Leave her alone.
We won't be gone long. If we leave early in the morning, it shall only be a few hours, really.
Cool. Yeah, you eventually find yourself back at the house. And the sort of discordancy is that the word I mean? Between what you've just experienced and the silent walk home, and then the sort of frivolities and brightness and music and laughter and fucking of the house is very jarring. You do go in through the back kitchen door. But yeah, this whole sort of thing just hits you like a different world.
What time are we to leave in the morning?
I think at the first light. So we shall say 6 a.m.
Yes.
Which is perhaps maybe 4 hours from now. I will get what we need.
Is there anything to drink in the kitchen?
Yeah, there must be. Yeah, in a couple of cupboards there's some gin, maybe sort of half a bottle of wine sitting there from lunch earlier or something.
I'm just gonna take one of the bottles of gin.
I think we could all do with one of those. And she goes and gets some glasses, pours them all out. Yeah, shoots hers back.
I do that and then pour myself another one.
Rosalind does not like gin, but I don't want to be impolite to Madame, so I take like a tiny little sip.
Yeah, I don't really like the taste, but I still drink it anyway.
Very well. Whatever it is you want to do between now and then, feel free. I am going to fetch some rubbing alcohol and some water, and we'll prepare a horse to take us there and carry the things we need, just to keep you clean afterwards. And then, yeah, she heads out into one of the back rooms. You can hear her just sort of clinking, moving some things around.
Pour myself another drink.
Cool, that's 3. You can hear the sounds of a harp being played and some singing and other sounds.
Well, what now?
I don't know. I suppose we ought to try and rest, but I don't think any of us will sleep much. Can't stop you, can I?
Can't leave her down there.
I know.
I don't think anybody else would do it. Believe me, I don't want to. Unless you can think of another way to get around space. I don't really know what other choice we have. Sorry.
You don't have to apologise for being brave and kind. Just...
Come on. And I'll lead them back down to the bedroom. And I'm gonna start moving Agatha's bed so that it's next to the bottom bunk.
Mm-hmm.
So that we're like all together, and I'm gonna like gesture to both of them to like get in, and I'll like be on the edge, and I'll
Yeah, it's just about enough room to do that.
I'll tell a story of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, as you tell this story, you can feel the room chill, almost like a breeze from outside has run through, and you sort of put an extra sort of log on the little fire that's there.
We have a fire in our room?
I feel like, yeah, a little tiny one.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Um,
I know that none of us knew that.
and it doesn't seem to really shift it, but it certainly makes the room a little bit brighter. And you just, sort of try and keep warm as best as you can, but this chill doesn't seem to leave.
I'm gonna get up and like take the like blankets and stuff off of my bed and try and make like a cozier spot next to the fire. And I'm just gonna leave that there and then go back into bed.
What's the layout? Is it...
I'm on the edge.
Yeah.
Whichever one of
So
you
it's
is next
just
to the
like a
wall.
double
I assumed
bed,
that you were
yeah.
in the middle,
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
but you can be wherever you want to
No,
be.
if I'm in the middle, I'm in the middle. I have realised though that ever since my bracelet broke, that this arm in particular has been like really itchy,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why it's itchy.
It's probably the spiders crawling under your skin.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so you keep telling the story, what, then you just try and get some sleep?
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think you probably don't.
Yeah.
I think it's just the edge of cool. It's just slightly too cold to get comfortable enough to fall asleep, even like hugging each other and stuff. And eventually you sort of see the sun sort of a shaft of light come through the window. Somewhere you can hear the sort of grandfather clock chiming the hour upstairs.
I get up by like coming to the bottom of the bed so I don't have to like climb over the others. And I start putting my brown dress back on.
I didn't change out of my clothes.
I
Neither
know
did I.
you did.
Did you even take your muddy boots off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have taken my boots off.
Anyway, before long, you find yourselves sitting in a cart being pulled by a horse, driven by Richard. All of you are sort of dressed as you were before, coats on from the chill of the night, or the morning now. As you all silently make your way towards this house again. You pull the horse and cart in close to the well. The horse sort of shuffles its feet and sort of stamps and is in a little bit of distress, and Jonathan sort of moves him away a little bit. A few meters back down the path. Jumps down. You all sort of gather around this well again. If you look down, it's still like it's too dark to see anything. But you know it's there. Madame Beatrice has a leather bag she opens up that has some clean cloths in, some rubbing alcohol, some jars full of just plain water. It's important that when you come back out, we clean as much as you as possible, so you do not get sick. Perhaps I do not feel that here is the best place to bury her, so I think we will take the body back and leave it at one of the churches, perhaps? No, but then, we will find somewhere. Okay. Richard takes the rope.
Wait. Sorry. I just throw myself at you and hold you really tight for a minute, and I try and hide my face in your hair, and your hair's not there, so I'm just kind of in your neck, and it feels different and it's weird, but yeah. After a minute, break it off. Sorry. Please just be careful.
Always.
He ties the rope around your waist. Madame Beatrice ties one of these rags dipped in alcohol around your mouth and nose. It's difficult to breathe through, but at least takes away the smells. And then you're ready.
Do I have a sheet to wrap her up in, or will she come up in one piece?
It's unlikely she'd come in one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can grab a sheet that you pre-tie some sort of knots in and stuff to help.
I'm so scared. Okay. Oh, are we attaching the rope onto the hook then to have me lower it down? Or
Yes,
okay.
So that you're just tied to the rope that the bucket was on. So he was going to just he probably won't use that. He'll just hold it just in case it's not strong enough. So yeah, he braces on the rope. You're standing on the edge of this well.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Give a nod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so. Oh.
He starts to.
Do I have a light with me?
Yeah.
No,
I guess you need a light. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm leaning on the edge of the well.
I'm standing there. I've got the anointing of the sick ready to do it, but I'm gripping it really tightly because it feels weird to be holding it again.
And then the last thing you see is your head disappears underneath the well. The very last thing you see is your friends looking at you with very concerned faces. And then it's just the sound of your feet scraping against the bricks, the stones, sort of trickle of water, and the smell of this alcohol. There's a sort of spiciness to it. And it's just you, the rope, this little lantern thing that you've got. And then the bottom.
I'm reciting Snow White to myself as I go down, in my head.
You sort of reach the water and give a shout.
He stops lowering me down.
Yep. And this body is just sort of. You sort of twist your body to look down. It's hard to know how deep the water goes, but you're probably going to have to get into it. Yeah, this body. This girl's maybe only 4'5". A white ivory skin, or what's left of it. Lots of sort of patches of this black and blue. You can just see the back of her head at the moment. And this sort of blue shift dress. It's hard to tell. Kind of covered in a sort of slime. It's just sort of floating there.
I'm gonna try and like get the sheet under her without, like, if it's already tied, I'm gonna try to do it like without touching her too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with make a dexterity check.
14.
Yeah. So at the moment you're sort of hovering above the water, you're going to have to get Jonathan to lower you down. Richard, lower you down to like sort of waist deep into it, and then you can kind of just sort of allow the water to support some of your weight while you come up more upright. Yeah, and sort of throw the sheet over the top of her and reach sort of underneath to pull it round. And as you sort of do that, the body starts to turn a little bit, and you look away, and sort of throw the other half of the sheet over until it's all covered. And then, yeah, he throws down a second rope, which you can sort of tie all the ends to and stuff. Which one do you want him to pull up first, you or the...
I don't know. I think he should decide. Because I can't.
He starts pulling you up. Slowly you sort of walk your way back up again to the top. Your head sort of pops over the top again. Madam Beatrice sort of comes over to you quickly, starts pulling off all your clothes, rinsing water all over you, wiping down alcohol on your hands, on your leg, your whole body, just sort of...
I just sort of stand and like...
Yeah, and you're just sort of... Yeah, just in very little clothing as all that you get wiped. And Richard is now pulling on the other rope carefully, bringing up this sheet. And maybe after a couple of minutes, he reaches over with one hand, just sort of pulls out this very small sack shape. Much smaller than you thought it was when you were down there. And the whole thing's really just almost pulled up at this point. And that's when you all get to experience the smells. And he just he doesn't really know what to do. He's sort of just standing, holding it with one hand as sort of all this sort of water sort of pours out onto the floor and sort of drips away. The water is a sort of black colour. And then he sort of looks around and puts the body just around the other side of the well so you can't, sort of out of sight while it sort of drains, so that you can decide what to do with it.
I go and give Richard a hug. And then I realise what I'm doing and I very quickly break away.
Okay. He hugs you back, and then as soon as he realises that you're not comfortable, he sort of looks
sorry.
at you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's so small.
Do you have flowers in your hair?
Yeah, I'd slept with them in those, so they're not in well.
I'm gonna come over to you, put one hand on your face, take a flower from your hair, and then I'm gonna go around and lie it on her.
Yeah, I'm just sort of looking at where I know that it is, but I'm not moving closer to see it again.
Jonathan comes back with the... No, he doesn't. Richard comes back with one of the shovels that you'd left earlier. I think another place. We'll have to ride with her in the cart, but it's not far. So you'll get back in. He puts her in the sheets at the end. It's still very moist and stinky. Yeah, the very last thing to go in. And you all sort of quietly get in the cart and head back down. You keep heading out of town again, further out. For maybe only 20 minutes. And then he sort of pulls off at the sort of bottom of this hill. There's a It's a nice tree over here. Sometimes sit here in the summer. We could... He picks up the shovel and takes the cart off the road. Thankfully, there's not been anyone past.
Was there more than one shovel?
I worry that that's been... Was there more than...
Was there more than one shovel?
He only picked up one shovel. If you noticed before you left that he hadn't taken the second shovel.
I would have probably put a second one in. She was planning to help.
Cool. Yeah, so before you left, you picked up the other shovel. Cool. So you take the cart off the road, sort of hide it behind some bushes, tie the horse up. He takes the shovels, or you take one, and leads you just down a path, not too far, out of the sort of copse that's there, and there's just it's like a small ash tree sitting in a sort of open field that's sort of mostly sort of wildflowers and stuff. It's clearly not a farmed area, but there's sort of sheep dung and stuff, so obviously it gets used now and then. And he starts digging.
I'll do the same.
Mm-hmm. After maybe half an hour or so, you've dug a shallowish, a reasonable grave. You think it's deep enough to stop anything from digging her up, and it's only a small grave required anyway. He goes back, gently lowers the body into the
That's when
into the hole.
I've just realised it's not anointing of the sick, it's the last rites.
Okay.
So I say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take some of the flowers that are around and just put them in the grave.
After that, he starts to fill the hole back in. It feels very unceremonious just to watch dirt going back on top of this little girl who spent the last few months in a wet, dark hole.
When it's filled in, Rosalind's sort of been sat in the flowers a little bit away from it all, except for when I came over to put them in. But I'm going to come and move closer to the grave, and I'm going to sing just a verse or two of, I don't know what the song is, but Rosalind knows, just some sort of very sweet lullaby that was popular in Bloodlow and in the village when we were little.
Cool. After your voice sort of fades into silence, everyone's just sort of stood there. Madame Beatrice places a small flower that she picked up on top. Well, we will probably never know her name. The story? Clearly she got herself mixed into something that we have found ourselves mixed up in now. And I hope the same fate does not find us. Rest in peace, little girl. We did what we could. And perhaps we still do more later. Well, I don't know what else we can do. Hopefully this is enough.
Hope so.
Come then. Let us not dwell on this any more than we have to.
I'm going to wait till everybody else has started to walk away, and then I'm just going to take a moment. I hope you like it here. And then I'll keep going.
Okay. You head back again. It's probably definitely gone 8, probably close to 9 now. So it's you're back on the road. People are travelling. Ratcliffe Highway is its usual busy sort of south. a few couple of drunks being cleared off the road from the night before. Various patches of blood being washed away with buckets. The market sort of sellers are sort of up and down with sort of a few small ones with various wares. Shops are open. It's just another normal day in Ratcliffe. You make your way back to the Velvet Masquerade, which is now quiet.
I think I might take that bath now.
Yes, I believe Jonathan and I are to run it for you.
Sure, I can help.
It's quite alright, you won. It's the least I can do.
Jonathan is so not awake.
I know.
Sunday morning bells ringing in the distance.
The way I'm about to go wake this man up.
Are you going to enter a man's bedroom?
No, I'm going to knock on the door. I'm going to knock on Jonathan's door.
Okay.
What is she doing? Sorry. Sometimes
There's
she
sort of
baffles me.
Mr. Jonathan?
So this door creaks open and Jonathan's like in a blue and white striped set of pajamas. What?
I'm terribly sorry to wake you.
What do you mean you're very what do you mean you're very... What?
Talia wishes to take a bath, and I believe you and I were forfeit to run it for her as of the card game.
Talia's already like, would they have heated the water up in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Talia's already like gone and like
Cool.
put the
Building up
fire
the
on
fire.
and started
Mhm.
like putting water over it.
Mm-hmm.
Austin sort of comes back downstairs, down to the kitchen. And yeah, I guess I just wait for the water to heat.
Yeah. You can, there's a sort of iron bar across where with hooks and you can sort of
Nice.
hang
So I'll put...
3 or
yeah.
4 buckets. You can hang like 4 buckets there.
How many buckets are there in the kitchen?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, 1. You can hang 4 buckets there. There's only 1 bucket. Yeah, you can sort of hang these big metal, sort of brass, coppery.
Okay, if there's any you
things.
haven't filled, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. Sure. So you spend the morning warming up a bath. You find the bath.
I'm gonna take 2 of the 3 buckets when we when it's done. I'm carrying 2 of them.
Sure. Yeah. So this bathroom is downstairs, towards the back of the house, and it's sort of lavishly made to sort of look like a sort of Roman bath type thing.
Nice.
But like it's a copper bathtub, on little lion legs. The walls have these sort of mosaics of people in sort of sexy positions. Full penetrative sex. We'll edit that out.
Ew.
We won't. And you light some candles that are there, and whatever, you know.
I'm not making a
Rosalind
nice
likes
bath.
some candles there.
Yeah, Rosalind's making it a nice
Mhm.
bath.
And you find that there's sort of flowers that you can crush and add to the water to add various scents and things like that. And there's a bar of soap there, which is pretty fancy. Soap.
No one's
in
told me
Ratcliffe.
otherwise, so I guess Rosalind's managed to carry a bucket by herself. And she's like kind of proud of herself, I guess.
Yeah, make a
If you can't do it, then I help you.
yeah, just make a strength check.
Okay.
With your strength of 0.
Lol. Hey, 17.
Yeah, you get the whole bucket there each time. Your arms are very tired now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, given enough time, your bath is made.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a bath.
Cool. Great. You take off all your clothes.
I have
slip
gone
into
back
the
down
water.
to our room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with Rosalind.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I-
watching Talia take a bath.
Fucking freak.
Yeah.
And
You'd watch Thomas take a bath.
Yeah. I watched
In fact, how
Oswald
did
take a
he
bath.
clean off after all that sweaty working out? You wondered to yourself, where does he go?
Rosalind's gonna just go and like curl up in her bed because
Mhm.
she's exhausted and it's been a morning.
Yeah, I guess at this point it wouldn't be hard to sleep through the entire day and wake up in the evening.
We do need to get your clothes today though. This Sunday.
Yeah, I go to my bed as well, and I feel really tired, and like my arm is still itching. I'm shaking a bit. I'm not really sure what's happening. I feel quite ill.
Roll an insight check.
20.
You know what you need. Just to take the edge off, just a little bit. It's been a hard day.
I don't know.
Okay, roll a wisdom check. With disadvantage.
Oh no. It's 6.
You know what to do.
Okay, I do it then. I don't want
You
to.
like Rosalind too?
Rosalind's not aware. Eyes are closed.
Yeah, go on then. I take it. I make sure that Rosalind doesn't see though.
Of course. 2 or 3 drops. It's been a tough day.
I'll go for 2 because I know that's enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's enough.
Foxy.
Yeah, you get into bed and this sort of warm feeling envelops you. And you can hear Rosalind breathing rhythmically next to you. And it helps. It really helps. And you finally get some of that sleep that you've been missing.
Cool.
When I come back from my bath,
Mm-hmm.
can I tell?
Sleep?
Is it next to her?
No, you should put it away again.
It's in my reticule.
Would I know that though?
Probably because I took it in front of you yesterday and that's where I put it.
I'm taking it. I'm not taking it. I'm taking
I
it away.
know. I know.
No, I heard. Okay, make a stealth check.
I'm asleep, bro.
Mm-hmm, I know.
Natural 20.
Okay.
We're both asleep. We don't see
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I don't know why you need a stealth check.
Because she might have woke really low and woken Rosalind up.
Oh, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you find it in her reticule, just beside the bed.
I don't know where I'm going to put it in. Do we have mattresses? Or like something
Sort
soft
of.
to
So
sleep
it's
on?
like the bed, and then there's a bed frame. So yeah, there
Yeah.
would be.
Well, I feel like
soft
the
part of
mattresses are made are just like stuffed with
It
feathers.
would be
and
like
stuff.
a feather bed, yeah.
Yeah, they're like duvets, but thicker.
Yeah.
Probably stuffed with all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Don't want to know.
Bones of children. That wouldn't be comfortable. I would know.
Right, what's Talia doing?
Research.
I'm going to put it like in, so I'm on the top bunk and it's next to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put it like in the corner between like the wall and the mattress in the top corner. So it's
Okay.
like stood on the bed, but like so that you can't really see it.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Okay. Done. You're just in a room with 2 sleeping girls. And drugs. You can hear bird songs. Cheep, cheep, cheep.
I'm going to go back up to the common room and sit by that book, pick up the book that I was reading before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to carry on reading that.
Okay. Cool. Do you remember that you've got clothes wearing? Yeah, you discussed it literally a few hours ago, so...
But I also know that I'm not allowed out to go get them on my own.
Yeah, but I'm also aware that you don't care about rules. So I'm just
I
letting
mean,
you know.
Just to like, I'm gonna wake up in a few hours. Like, Rosalind's not gonna sleep the whole day. I think it's just like maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
Like a solid nap.
Okay, so midday comes around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Probably wake up around 2.
So yeah, the first thing I do is sort of like as I'm coming round, it's just
Nice that Agatha's right next to you.
Yeah. I was about to be like, I can see Agatha's still asleep. Okay. I just think that it was a horrendous night and morning, so I don't want to disturb her. I just want to let her sleep and be peaceful. So are our beds still pushed together? Yeah, we didn't move them.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just going to slide like off the bottom of the bed, so I don't have to like go over you and wake you up. Very quietly, like sort myself out. Like I'm going to wash my face, wash my hands. I'll redo my hair. Do a bit of rouge, like sort of put myself back together after the morning. You're really not interested in Rosalind's morning routine, but like, oh well.
Nobody's interested in Rosalind's morning routine.
And then, I will go upstairs to try and find Talia, see what's going on.
Yeah, you find Talia sitting by the fire, reading a book about French kings. In French.
You get deja vu.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't even. Sorry.
Yes, it's exactly the same.
Okay, I now don't come into the room. I just stand in the doorway. Do you know what the time is?
It's 2 p.m. Diamond says behind you.
Is she waiting to come into the room?
Yeah, she's just pushing past you with a cup of tea.
We ought to go and pick up your clothes. So I should do that.
Yes.
Agatha is still asleep, and I didn't want to disturb her. She looked she looked as though she needed it.
We're all going to church if you want to come with us.
She's joking.
Oh, yes, of course. I shall go and collect your clothes then.
I can check if I'm allowed out now.
If you want to, but if it is for the best, I don't mind doing it. But either way, I ought to let Richard or Madame know.
Yes, well, that's who I need to check with.
Yes.
So we'll go on a hunt for either of them.
Sure. You find them in the kitchen, sitting together, just talking. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We need to go and collect Talia's new clothes.
And do you want to know if she can go with you?
Yes, I mean, I am happy to go by myself.
Well, let's have a look at you. You did go. You're both there. Okay. Turn around for me. Do a little turn. What is it you are wearing?
What clothes? Because I wouldn't have wanted to wear Jonathan's clothes to go into the well, because that's somebody else's clothes. So I've probably got out the bath and got back into his stuff.
I think, yes, be careful. Take a long route around. Do not walk directly to there or back here, please.
Yes.
And keep an eye out for if you see anything suspicious. And
was it common? Like, do people in Ratcliffe wear top hats?
Yeah, poor people with top hats. They just
there's
like
a
shabby
mix.
top hats.
Yeah, there's a mix of top hats. There's there's a mix of hats, including
would my
top
hats, the two that I've got, be too like posh?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't wear them then.
But yeah, you've got all sorts of things they wear. Beanies, basically. Top hats, flat caps.
I'll find a hat, if I can.
Sure.
But
there's probably some sort of lost property box that has all sorts of things in.
That's what I thought.
That all seem clean.
Nice.
Clean
enough.
Yeah.
I'll put a hat on because even though my hair has changed, it's still obvious.
Yeah, sure. You find yourself a nice little flat cap, sort of tweed. Yeah, and you guys can head out. Oh, I hadn't finished the conversation.
No, I was going to say rude. We just left midway through. We were like, bye.
Okay. And I think Will Everett should follow you at a bit of a distance today and just see if he sees anyone following you. And
Thank you.
hopefully this will all blow over. It's a little difficult to get information on a Sunday. We can.
Yes.
Enjoy your new clothes, I guess.
So before we go, I don't have my rescue on me, so I'm going to go downstairs very quietly, sneak in, not wanting to disturb Aggie, and get it.
Cool.
I guess I could just put my stuff in my pockets then.
Oh my god, you got pockets now?
Yeah.
Bonkers. Right, I'm just trying to see if I didn't write down the name of the tailor.
No, me neither.
Lol.
But we know the way.
Yeah, okay. So
I think I did, but oh well.
So we take more of a roundabout route.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty quiet at the moment. I think it seems like most people are in churches. You can hear sort of singing and music from various dotted around ones as you make your way to this tailors that you're at before.
And so I suppose if he asks, you are Thomas Brigham, and Nellie was your sister who ordered the clothes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rosalind's not saying much on the walk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You get to this tailor's house shop. Give a knock at the door. There's no answer for a little while, and then the sort of door unlatches, unlocks, and a small, maybe 8-year-old boy, pale face, dark eyes, under his eyes. I mean, sort of opens his voice. Oh, sorry. Are you the one that's come to collect the clothes today?
Yes, if that's quite all right.
Papa's gone to church, but I'm not feeling very well, so he said I should wait here for you. You've already paid, right?
Yes.
Good. Hold on. Closes the door again. You can hear his little feet shuffling along. Another cough. And then he comes back again. The door opens to say, "Here you go." Sorry.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. Have a good day.
You too.
I'm fine, thanks for asking. He doesn't say that. He's an 8-year-old boy. He doesn't talk back to his betters.
I do hope he's all right. Was there anything else you wish to do on the way back? As we must make a longer route anyway.
What I really want.
Is it a pastry?
It is a pastry.
Shall we see if we can find a bakery?
Yes.
All right then.
So we do like a
wander
long way around.
yeah, keeping an eye out.
Nothing's open.
Of course, it's Sunday.
It's church.
Sunday trading laws, in it?
Yeah. Well, perhaps as you are allowed out now, we can come and find some tomorrow. Perhaps for breakfast.
Yes.
Since breakfast is not served till so much later.
Yes. Did we pass, or would we know, have we passed in our explorations of Ratcliffe any, like, kind of nicer walks?
Nicer walks?
Yeah,
Like a
or
nicer
just like
route.
a nicer place to be that's not like...
This is
No, I don't think
Ratcliffe.
so.
There's nothing nice there.
I thought so.
It's literally the poorest area of London.
I didn't know if there was like a single tree.
A single sad tree.
It's like shriveled.
You make the best of it. Perception checks. So you walk around the near empty streets.
15.
Yeah, you hear nothing, but you hear, as you're walking along, the sort of rhythmic, heavy steps. And every time you stop, they stop.
Okay, I just sort of casually glance behind me to see if it's Richard.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're mean.
Yeah.
You're a mean DM.
Breathe out a little bit.
Are there any libraries?
Is
Libraries are
everyone
very a
illiterate?
new thing. No, there are no libraries in Ratcliffe, no. There's the churches that will have access to books, but probably only a specific type of book. No, I think if you are looking for books, you're going to need to go further afield.
Okay. We'll just head back
Mm-hmm.
in a long, roundabout way. Cool.
Yeah, so everything seems to go pretty well. You get back. Richard joins you a few minutes later. Yeah, didn't seem like anyone was following us.
Oh, that's something, I suppose.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's alright. Weird day.
Quite.
Very much so.
I wonder what her name was.
Me too.
So many people go missing around here, though. It'd be impossible to track them down.
Well, I hope she is at peace now.
Yeah, you haven't seen any more of her. Same. Well, I turn my light off. Put my candle out, whatever. Yeah.
Do you speak Latin?
No.
Can you read it?
No.
Do you know anybody who can?
Yeah.
Who?
Beatrice.
Oh,
She knows loads of things.
do you think she wouldn't mind translating some things for us?
Pretty sure at this point she'd be interested in anything you've got.
Well, when she has a moment.
Do you want me to pass it on to her, or
If you don't mind.
what is it?
No, I meant...
Sorry, pass on the
Yeah.
message.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think she's taken a nap, but
Yes.
I'll let her know.
Thank you.
That's when she is awake.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to disturb her rest.
Yes. She's grouchy in the mornings.
I can't imagine.
I didn't say that. Well, I am going to go get myself a drink because I've earned it. Goodbye. And he walks back out.
While you're claiming things from that bed, you can take a look through my ribbons and things if you'd like.
Thank you. I'm not too sure where I would put one anymore.
Yes. I think... Never mind. You may look if you...
What else did I win? That is an excellent point. One moment, caller. I got that.
You can pick them off as you've got them.
Yeah, I've sort of got that. I've had the bath. Oh, Thomas has to carry my shopping. I've got John's hat.
What shopping, bro?
Right. I'm assuming John cleaned all the sheets. I got to pick clothes, and I got first picking of food.
I've
Nice.
been editing this shit out. What?
Yeah, sorry.
La la la.
Well, that's progress, at least. We might actually know what they say.
Yes. I can't believe we didn't think to ask her before, but It just didn't cross my mind.
Yes, quite.
When Agatha wakes, we ought to tell her, and we can all go together with the things and see what she has to say.
Yes. You haven't seen that, the when you put on the
No, I've had nothing else, nothing like that. Not since. But it's strange. Sometimes I go to fiddle with it, to just touch it, and it doesn't seem to move. I've not tried to take it off. I don't know if I want to or not, but I wonder if it would or not. I don't know.
Well, if you want to find out, we can try. Whenever you maybe want to.
I don't think I do. Right now, I think I just... No.
They said okay back then.
They actually didn't. That wasn't invented until... Invented. Whatever. Okay. When does Agatha wake up?
What time is it?
I feel like it must be... You guys went out at like 2:30, probably gone for an hour, 3:30, been chatting 4... Alright, it's like... Should we just say it's 4:30?
Yeah, okay, I wake up.
Cool. Yeah, you wake up, empty bedroom, abandoned again.
Can I hear anything upstairs? Like, are people...
Yeah, there's some movements. You can hear sounds in the kitchens. Above you, you can hear sort of people walking on the floorboards in the dining room. Not dining room, the lounge.
Okay. I guess I'll just go to wherever the most people are, where there's the biggest gathering.
Okay. There's probably 50-50. Some people are in the kitchen, some people are in the lounge. A few people are obviously just not there.
Where's Thomas?
Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is in the kitchen. He's eating
I go to the
sausages.
He's getting his protein.
Yeah, I go to the kitchen and sit down, help myself to food.
Agatha.
No, he doesn't know my name yet.
That's true.
I keep meaning to tell Madam B that.
Yeah.
Esther.
Morning.
Well, I mean, it's
Afternoon.
afternoon now. About that walk. You're still interested?
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow?
Yes.
Know a nice place we could go? Great. He murders you. He murders you right there. He was going to wait until on the walk, and now he's just...
Sorry.
That doesn't happen.
That's not canon.
Not canon.
Now I can't have him murder you on that walk, though. Little role reversal. Instead of murdering the hookers are murdering you.
Yeah, but when it's a male hooker, that's still sexist.
True. True. Evens out. Okay, where were we before I was rudely interrupted?
Thomas is asking Aggie on a date. Rosalind better not find out about this. She's going to be really annoying.
We're in the common room.
Yeah.
He's so great. Just keeps eating. liked it when we just... Stop it! I just don't...
We're not here.
I liked it when we just sort of cuddled. It was nice.
Yes.
Maybe we could do that again sometime if you want. Though I wouldn't.
I don't have any more
wouldn't
money
charge.
to pay.
Oh, no, I meant just like. No, never mind.
I would like that.
Great. What are you doing tonight?
I'll probably just stay in my room.
If you want.
Where would I go?
Well, my room's warmer.
Okay. Don't you have work though?
Oh, not on the Lord's Day.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We like to keep some proprietary. Plus, it's funny.
I forgot it was a Sunday.
Yeah, bells usually give it away, but I think you slept through it.
Is there anyone else at the table? Like...
No.
No. Oh.
I've changed my mind. Yeah, it's just the two of you.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
Everybody else left when you came in.
Oh!
Yeah, that's what happened.
He's been talking about you.
Have they all come into the common room?
Yeah. It's like 4 people came in, like giggling. Zach came in giggling like a little girl. Girls came in giggling like little girls.
We're just going to look
I was going to say, Rosalind really wants to know what's going on.
Zach, because you will love him. I think Thomas has a crush on little Esther.
You mean it?
He was talking about her all morning.
What was he saying?
Nothing. Doesn't say anything, does he?
Yes,
But we could
he
tell.
is rather quiet.
We just left them in the kitchen together.
I...
Unchaperoned.
How close is the common room to the kitchen? Are they like right next to each other, or is it down a corridor?
No. Okay, so they're both at the front of the house because I've decided that. So from your perspective, if you're looking at the front of the house, lounge, entrance hallway with the 2 big staircases, little corridor, kitchen.
Okay.
It's a very wide house. I've decided because why not?
It's the opposite way to what I thought it was.
You think he really likes her?
Yeah.
Beyond anything else that
He said like 3 words about her. Couldn't shut him up.
You think she's quite safe with him?
Of course she's safe with him. You're all safe here.
I have never seen Esther taken with a man in such a way before, but she did seem rather interested earlier.
Really?
Well, I shouldn't say anything. But
Of course you should.
I hope that they.
I think they might fuck.
What?
I don't.
I doubt that.
So.
Well, she'll certainly be in for a surprise if they do.
But he will respect her
Of course.
and her wishes.
Of course. But I doubt she'll be able to say no when she sees it. Let's go eavesdrop. Yes, we can.
Well, maybe.
But they'll see us.
We hide. By the door.
I think Esther would be... She's quite perceptive.
Perhaps you hide and come back and tell us.
Fine, I will. So he disappears. He sort of does a comical tiptoe, sneaks down the corridor, knees are up. And sort of has a sort of head like this just around the corner from the door so that nobody can see, and just listening away, and tries to take in most of the conversation.
Perhaps this is exactly what she needs.
Perhaps.
Perhaps now she won't be so... annoyed?
She has seemed rather off lately, hasn't she?
Yes.
I've been very worried about her, if I'm being honest. I tried to...
I don't think she likes me very much at the moment.
It is odd. For a while it seemed the two of you were...
It did a bit.
Although... that's my own doing. Madame said... she recognised the name. And she said something... about... You hated him, didn't you? Viscount.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't know what to think of anyone anymore.
What did she say? I did not pay attention as soon as he was mentioned.
She said something about his having interesting tastes, which I can't help but take to mean that he has visited here. And I should have expected that, but to be perfectly honest, it had not crossed my mind until this morning. And I suppose I just don't know what to think of him anymore. Or any of them, actually.
Well, I think he's a right pompous git.
I just hope Esther is okay. Are the others still sort of giggling, gossiping about...
Yeah, trying not to listen in on your conversation. So yeah, that sort of is all going on. You hear a big knock at the door, a loud sort of rap, rap, rap. And at this point, I think Richard's back, so he answers the door, and you can kind of hear them because it's right next to you, the entrance anyway. Some guy making some sort of delivery. A large sort of trunk comes in, a big crate, square crate. Both got to sort of get carefully placed down in the central area. Then Richard thanks the man, closes the door. Madame.
Does he leave the box there?
Yes. Yeah, so there's if you're I kind of feel like you're off in one corner, so you can see through. You can see, in the middle of the hallway now is some sort of black leather trunk, and another square, crate, wooden crate.
Have the others in the room seen it?
No, you're the only ones with a line out of the doorway. The others are sort of just mind their own business.
The trunk, is it, from what I can see, does it have like a latch to open it, or is it like...
It's just got, I don't know how they actually latch things back, but it's got some little latch, that you can open.
We could just walk past it.
I won't say anything.
Sure, make
I'm not going to open it, I just want to like look at it.
Just want to look at it.
Like I want to see if there's any like...
Investigate it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So you walk into the hallway, and you see...
I'm just gonna like stand casually, like a bit away from it.
Sure. So the crate has writing on it. It just says The Velvet Masquerade, Ratcliffe, and sort of in chalk, this sort of black leather thing also has something. It's been marked, but it probably said the same sort of thing.
We don't recognise the writing.
No.
There's no like market like crests or anything on it. Any like engravings.
No. Just a couple of deliveries.
Can we see through any cracks in grey?
No. If you did put your there's little cracks, but if you put your head up to them, it's then dark because you block the light. So
perhaps we hide around the corner until somebody comes to open them.
Well,
you are interested in my deliveries, I see. As Madam Beatrice sort of is walking down the stairs.
so sorry, Madame. We've just heard and...
Yes, you are as curious as me, it seems. Well, I think these are just donations from a well-meaning patron who likes to help decorate. Why don't we open it up and see? I'm sure someone has given us something very exciting. And Richard's behind her, he's got a crowbar just in his pocket.
Rosalind's remembering when Talia beat the Viscount at opening a crate.
So it's
Just gone for a second.
Just some guys dropped it off earlier. Quite common, really. Sticks the crowbar in, cranks down, lifts the lid off.
Thought it was going to have to roll for it. Thought it was going to be a test again.
No, he's much too strong. Lid comes off. He reaches down, pulls out a beautiful lion's head. It's a bit different, isn't it? And that's where we'll end the day's show.
No! What?
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old-school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Solemn.